What's going on, people? Getting ready to leave. I'm gonna go to the store, pick me something up to eat because I am hungry. I'm gonna come back, play a little music, read. I'm gonna have a long day, pay this bill, break my mom off, break my dad off. And I got an interview tomorrow, but I wanna just show you something. Um, I wanna just wash my face, and I got a taste for some vegan bacon for some reason. Because it's breakfast time, but this is me when I was 11. Hold up. Bathroom's a little dirty, but you can see this is me when I was 11 years old. Alright. I used to get haircuts back then. I had my Michael Vick jersey, my school pants on, and I had some cleats because I played soccer. This is for a science project, and ironically, this is what I study on my leisure. I study environmental science along with law and government while I get my life in order. I don't want to go to school and I don't have my life in order, but this is me at 11 years old, and I'm a lot darker, but understand the lighting is a factor in like certain pictures, and this is a Polaroid picture right here. Put this back in my mother's room, but this is yeah, if you could hear in the background. So yesterday, while I was doing my deliveries, I was listening to a couple channels like that are sub to me, and then I heard about this channel called Trenches News TV. It's this dude from Chicago. I just understand. I'm trying to get ready. I'm just talking in the camera. It's this dude from Chicago who was like a regular dude. He got into. I'm trying to be respectful because I've been to Chicago, and I got an Instagram that I'm logged out of. But I was in Chicago, the South Side, for like maybe 10 minutes, and then I went downtown. One time my battery, when I was in Wisconsin, the battery in my car, it blew out, right? So the guy who jumped my car, AAA, he told me have it run for an hour. Chicago is like 2 hours away, so I said I'm gonna go to Chicago since I gotta keep the car running. And I really didn't do nothing, to be honest. I'm from Philadelphia. I'm currently in Philadelphia right now, but I don't know. One thing I don't go in areas that I don't know. Put this down. I don't go in areas. I don't go in areas that I'm unfamiliar with. Like I can walk in West Philly, and I'm not no street dude. I don't go in areas that I'm unfamiliar with. But I definitely wasn't comfortable in Chicago, like the South Side, from what I hear, the stories I hear. I just got gas in the South Side and I kept it moving because I don't know where I'm going. And that's kind of messed up. I mean, it goes both ways, you know. You got white people who they have the same policies. They have the unwritten rules of don't come in our neighborhoods too. So I'm not saying it's just one like it's just black people. But I showed you that picture because this was an 11-year-old who was laid to rest 31 years ago today. He was laid to rest on the 8th of so check this out. He was laid to rest on the 8th of September of 94. One day before that, so Tupac was shot on the 7th and he died on the 13th. And Tupac brought the attention of Robert Yummy Sandifer, because I'm watching his stupid AI little description of his life. I'm trying to watch as much. Like whenever I'm studying, I like to just have I love history and I like true stories. I cannot get into fiction. But I read the story on Wikipedia before, but I'm just watching videos on Yummy. And you know something? He died. So he did kill a he didn't intentionally mean to kill her, but there was a female that was killed. She was just walking. She was struck in the head, and she died like an hour later. And I just read about this story. I just read about it, but she was 14, I believe, or 16, and someone he shot survived, and they told police that Yummy shot me. I think it was Yummy, and his name is Yummy because, and I may get some cookies in honor of his death, but he was killed. I mean, he was named Yummy because of his love of cookies. But I'm gonna title this video, you know who I blame for his death? Well, I blame the GDs for one, and I'm not talking mess. I'm not tough. I'm not no gangster, no street dude. But I blame a few people for his death, and I'm gonna tell you who I blame. For one, I blame his family. I know his mother is dead. I believe his mom is dead because I looked up on his mom's name, and it appears that she died in 2005. If that's her, maybe because it appears she had him when she was 18. But I blame his mother for one. I blame his grandmother having 19 kids in one house, because they say that his grandmother abused him as well. But I blame the mother. I blame the grandmother. His father was incarcerated. I blame him too. I don't know if he's still alive or not, but I blame the family. I blame the Black Church of Chicago. I know it's probably churches everywhere in Chicago. One of my subscribers told me, who's from Chicago, told me that there's churches everywhere in Chicago. But I blame the churches in Chicago. I blame his neighborhood. I blame the GDs, the BDs, whatever the hell they call themselves. So Black Church, GDs, BDs, I blame the police department. And I'm going to explain why. And I sort of repeat myself a lot. But I blame everybody I named because you guys dropped the ball. Now, we live in a society where it's like, look out for yourself, do for self, sink or swim. You can care, you can give a shit about the next person and what happens to them, but understand something. Our children are our future. I'm an old ass man. I'm getting old, guys. I got grays in my hair, arthritis in my hands, in my feet. I look at life differently now. I'm blessed to have made it at 30 years old, and I want to see 40. I want to see 50. I want to see 60, 70, 80. I want to see the world change. That's something he didn't have the privilege of experiencing, adulthood. You're only 11 years old, and you got bodies. You had a body on your rap sheet, wanted for murder, wanted by the FBI at only 11 years old. I believe in Philadelphia, a year later, the youngest person to commit a murder was a 12-year-old. I only know this because I watched a sermon by Pastor Geno Jennings on people who were incarcerated at under the age of 18, and they were sentenced to life. Y'all know they can't do that anymore. But I blame anyone that was around who failed him, because I can't really blame somebody who was a product of the environment. Like I can't blame a child for what you're around. It's not your fault. Now, if he was an adult, if he was a little older, I would have to say, it's messed up how you were brought up, but you have to take accountability for what you do now. You're an adult. I wasn't dealt with a fair stack of cards myself, but I have to understand that that's just life. That's just the world we live in. Oh, fuck it. I don't feel like cutting anything. I want to cut the top part, but you know what? I'm gonna just put my hood on and call it a fucking day. But like I said, guys, today he was laid to rest. He was laid to rest, and all these people coming to his funeral weren't even there for him when he was alive. That's what I hate. That's the shit I can't stand. You come all out for someone's death, but you weren't around when they were living. But the entire community of Chicago failed this young man. Y'all dropped the ball. And let me just break it down. If you're new to my channel, while I blame the black church, because the black church at one point, it had a purpose. It had a mission. The black church was the foundation of the black community. It was the base. That's why when the KKK, they wanted to put fear in the black community, they burnt the black church, because it served as a foundation to the community. It served a purpose. You could get something to eat. If you didn't have nowhere to stay, they made sure you had somewhere to stay. They performed healings on people. They made sure that, women didn't carry themselves the way they do now. If you were pregnant, they send you somewhere else. Because they didn't, it was a time when, one more second, guys, I'll use the bathroom. Sorry. All right. Yeah, I got a long day. I gotta pay like a bill and another bill. Get ready for tomorrow. But back to what I was saying. Yeah, wait 1 second, guys. Please stand by. I'm just gonna throw my hoodie on, call it a day. But I'm gonna play a little music when I get back. I'm gonna read my law and government book. I'm gonna read my notes for coding and my biology and environmental science notes. And I'm gonna hit the street, and I'm gonna probably be out till maybe 2 in the morning. I'll have an interview at 9. I'm gonna get like a little bit of sleep, go to the interview. They want 2 forms of ID. I'm gonna give them my passport, and I'm just hope for the best. They want to drug test me, and they want to look for my wallet. I really don't need my fucking wallet because I'm gonna walk there. It's right here while I do this video, because now I use my phone to pay for shit. I just pay for stuff on my phone now. But this is like a live, pretty much. Yeah, I'm gonna eat. I'm only gonna get a little bit of sleep tonight because, like I said, I got a interview tomorrow, and I really want this job because I want to start making more money. Because I want to get out of here. I want to resume where I left off at. But back to what I was saying about Yummy. I can't blame no child for his environment he grew up in. But if he was a little older, I ain't gonna say 18, that's not an adult. That's still a child. If he was like 25, 26, I would be like, okay, man, you gotta understand that you're an adult now. What happened to you was messed up, but you gotta sort of acknowledge it. It happened, but this time you're responsible for the things you do. You gotta take accountability for the things you do. All right, so I'm gonna just give you a brief. Since I'm outside, I feel like I could talk because I live in an apartment and I don't like talking too fucking loud. But here we go. Lock up. I have some water in the house. Maybe just get some orange juice I've been drinking a lot of water lately. It feels good to be 30 years old and see my 30s. Like I said, I want to see my 40s, my 50s. But it's no disrespect on his name. Like I said, I'm not holding no 11-year-old accountable. I'm not holding no 11-year-old accountable. But even Tupac even said that the BDs, or whatever, he was a BD, Black Disciple. Even y'all dropped the ball, because why do you have an 11-year-old putting in work? So I forgot. So I hate when I talk and I lose not lose my train of thought, but I shift away from what the topic I'm talking about. I was mentioning Trench's News TV, and he said, because I watched his Vlad interview. I don't watch his channel, and let me just say this: I like to hear people's story. If you have a story, I will sit for hours and hear you talk about your story. I don't really care much for his channel, because that kind of shit, I have never watched a video by him. People call him an informant. I guess I'm an informant too. I'm an informant too, but he was saying when he was coming up that if you were growing up in Chicago in the 90s and you were in the streets, like you had to go to school. But the thing was, Yummy, he ran away from so many foster homes. He lived in, like, nobody really knew where he lived. It was unclear where he lived because he was like a runaway. But yeah, the mom failed him, the grandma, the dad, everybody. Even the OGs failed him. Why do you have an 11-year-old putting in work? Let me say this. I'm lucky to not have grown up in an environment like that. My childhood wasn't like anything compared to that now. It was dysfunctional. It was traumatic at times. Uncomfortable. It was a lot of things. And I'm talking about living in my dad's house. It was a lot of things. but it was nothing compared to that. I never slept outside. You know, I never had to. Ooh, I see that bus coming. I'm gonna jump on that shit. I never had to do half of the things that he had to. He was basically just trying to survive. I don't know what that's like, but what I do know what it's like. I know what it's like to grow up in a home where I think I can relate with him on living in a home with people that are not your blood, fighting with people that's not your blood. He lived in a home with like 19 other people in his grandma's house. But you pastors of today, you black churches, y'all drop the ball. You guys are the ones to blame, because there was structure and order in the black community at one point, and that all went away. I'm gonna do another part to this. I'm gonna get my ass on the bus.